Hi, everyone. We are officially live. Welcome to this Learning Sound and Synthesis Spotlight interview. I'm here today with Wendy Smith, and we're going to be talking about how Wendy went from feeling doubtful in her ability to learn new technical skills to diving into learning sound and synthesis and starting to make music with modular synths in just a few months and making a ton of progress. You know, it's constantly an ongoing process. I'm sure you're going to say, well, I still have a lot to learn, but you've made so much amazing progress in a really short period of time. And I want to get into that and just talk about your experience. So first of all, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Can you start us off, Wendy, just with a little introduction to who you are, maybe a little bit about your creative practice?
So I'm an electric acoustic composer and sound artist. I mainly create acoustic works, so gesture-based works, and interactive sound installations, but normally for them, the audience kind of have the interaction and take control of shaping the sound world. So probably in this chat, I will reveal that I want to be more of a performer. So we'll probably come along to that. And my practice is all about kind of drawing inspiration from marginalized, forgotten individuals and communities whose voices have been kind of lost. So I've done a lot of work with interview material and sound archives, as well as recording my own sounds and making them for my work.
That's such a beautiful and just special foundation for your work. I love that that's your focus, the working with forgotten voices or lost voices. That's really, really beautiful. So before you started to learn modular synthesis, you were already working with electronic music and electroacoustic music.
Yeah.
What was your practice like then?
It was good, but I think obviously discovering the world of modular synth has given me more confidence and it's opened up more stuff. I was just mainly doing kind of stereo works for 2 channels, 2 speakers. So I would record my own stuff, but I wasn't really experimenting with recording techniques in the studio. It would involve field recording. But I think since growing confidence, I've started to explore different microphones in the field, like contact microphones, electromagnetic microphones. So I think I have grown as an artist, but it wasn't so much bad before. I think I was just scared to explore different technology just because I think my early education was in that way where you were shaped to kind of go and explore. It's only be through doing other people's kind of courses away from like a university setting where my confidence has grown and kind of made me do all this.
Right. That's right. You just reminded me of a conversation that we had early on when you enrolled in learning sound synthesis, where you were just talking about wanting to explore more noise. I remember that.
Yes.
And you were kind of like, I don't think I was ever really allowed to make noise.
No, noise was always considered like bad or kind of a bad byproduct. Everything had to be like clean recordings. So I was kind of scared to explore that sound world, but that's why I kind of loved module. I think it was 3 and 4 in your course, because you're starting to get into like glitchy sound worlds and noise kind of. You can make your own noise generated sound. So I really enjoyed that. And that's kind of the next piece I want to create with that kind of sound world and a bit more drones. Yeah, I'm still working my way through modular synth, so I'm learning how to like patch stuff together for your like own independent patches. So they'll become pieces, but I'm not quite there yet. So I'm excited to explore.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I think it's so great that you were just excited to learn about noise and making music with noise. It resonates a lot with me because I remember with my early trumpet playing, my classical training, any type of unusual sound was very frowned upon. It was just considered to be, you know, poor technique or just not good playing. And I remember when I started to get more into the world of experimental music and electronic music and electroacoustic music, my ears were opened up to so much more sound, and it was beautiful, you know, and it really expanded my vocabulary of how I could make music.
And yeah, kind of the same within the field, because it was so obsessed with kind of clean recordings and all this technical stuff to capture. I think that's what was kind of made me not explore noise, because you're so scared of not showing your technical ability and stuff.
Right.
So it's quite fun just to be like, it doesn't matter, just create a piece for fun, and that will kind of shape your kind of creative voice and practice moving forward.
Yeah, I love
without
that.
the pressure you put on yourself.
I love that. Just explore the sounds that you find interesting, right?
Yeah.
Even if they're maybe a little gritty or a little weird or a little unusual, just do it, because it's going to be so much more meaningful to you, right? And this is not just to you, Wendy, but to everyone who's watching. And speaking of people who are watching, it's great to see you here live. Go ahead and, drop a hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from. It's always nice to see folks live. Welcome, welcome. And if you're watching the replay, you can leave a comment as well and say hi, and we'll just catch up with you after the fact in the replay. So can we talk a little bit more about, now that we have an idea, a little foundation about what your practice is like and what you like to do, can you tell us a little bit more about what it was like for you when you were coming into the world of modular synthesis in general?
Yeah, I honestly never thought I would be able to use a modular synth or create music with one. It always seemed just kind of out of reach. And before kind of doing your course, I did a couple of courses with Isabel Anderson. She has the female DIY kind of academy. And that's all about teaching women to record kind of and perform their music. So it was through her and her mindset training in particular that was just saying, you do have the skills to learn any kind of audio technology. So when I seen your course come up, it was just like, oh, I can do it. I just got to take my time, do it the way that it's going to work for me, and kind of move through it. And I did your free course first, before signing up to the more module course. And that was just so fun. I think I completed that in a weekend. I just didn't move away from my laptop, just having fun building patches. Yeah.
That's so great. So were you fully confident? Were you just like, I can do this, here I go, let me go?
I wouldn't say fully confident, but I just knew that I would have the skills to figure it out, and I didn't have to go into it being perfect, or I didn't have to go into it with a technical ability, because that's what I was going to learn.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so good. It sounds kind of obvious when you say that, but I can't tell you how many times I have felt in myself like, ooh, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that because I don't have this skill. And I've heard my students say this too. It's like, I don't know if I can do this because I don't have the technical background. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. You're not supposed to have the technical knowledge when you're a beginner. You're a beginner. You're
Definitely
here to learn. Yeah.
Yeah. And probably if the course came up a year ago, before I took it, I probably wouldn't have had that confidence. So I think it came up at the right time. And like you say, you're there to learn from the ground up. You're getting taught about all the sounds, the history, and the techniques and the skills, and you build up the skill set throughout. And you shape it to your own practice, which is good. Yeah.
Right. So let's talk a little more about that aspect of things, the shaping to your own practice. You said one of the things that you did was you knew you have the ability to figure it out, and you're going to kind of learn in your own way.
Yeah.
Can you talk about how because this might be really helpful for other people who are maybe worried about, how am I going to figure it out? So what did you do to make it work for you?
Yeah. I kind of found when I did the free course, it was really helpful for me, to have a notebook, make notes, draw pictures of the diagrams you were showing us. So whatever you were patching, I was drawing. But then when I did the more fuller course, that was kind of taking up too much time. So for me, what really helped was just having a Google Docs document up as I was going through, taking screenshots and then just making notes. And then because I have dyslexia as well, I could color code my notes. So all oscillators, I think, are purple, and high pass filters are blue. So it's just so easy for me if I ever have to go back just to scan and be like, oh, that's how you do that. So it just makes it faster for me to absorb the information, but helps it imprint as I'm learning as well.
Yeah, I love that you made your own process for that. I mean, I think that's perfect. I have so many questions going through my head. I don't even know. I've got to like slow down and filter. I'm seeing people in the chat. Michael, hi, welcome. Bender, Peter, it's great to see you. So many folks. Lucid, Rohan, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's nice to see you all. Kin's Music, hello. All right, so what would you say is something that you are most proud of accomplishing over the last couple of months since joining the class and diving into this topic?
I think it's been, because obviously you do teach it from the ground up. I think it's been that because I don't always complete a whole module at once or a whole lesson within that module, I might get halfway through and then go off and explore a bit. So I think I'm most proud of that, because I don't think normally I would be like, I must finish it from A to B. But for once, this is the first time where I've been, oh, I know a bit. I can just go and have a play and see where that goes and then go back to the lesson. So I think that's been really fun, and it's just been nice to experience that.
That's really great. Yeah, this is something we talk a lot about in learning sound synthesis, is this idea of, you don't have to be a typical perfect student in this class. That's not the goal. The goal of the program is to give you the information that you need so that you can make more music and so that you can be more creative and like take your practice to the next level. So for a lot of people, what that looks like, and I'm so happy to hear you say this, Wendy, is that you learn a little bit and then you go and you get inspired and you make music with it for 2 weeks or 2 months. And because you have lifetime access, it doesn't really matter if you take 2 months and then come back to it. And then you learn a little bit more and then you make something else. And that way, I think of this as like a big snowball rolling down a hill. That way, you're not just learning technical skill for the sake of technical skill. You're learning the technique and you're building your creativity and your musical voice at the same time. It's like a win-win situation. So I'm really glad that you said that. And I'm so happy that you were able to kind of break away from that.
Yeah, and it was hard to break away from, because I know you always say you're never behind, but because you're doing a course, you kind of feel like you've got deadlines, but you don't. And like you say, it's your own pace and you can build in those times to explore. And the community is great as well. And obviously the calls you have during the course, because you get to see what other people are doing and how they're learning and how they go off to kind of explore, which is good to see because that inspires you as you go along.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So can you tell us a little bit about what your practice looks like now? And I'm going to grab a link to your SoundCloud page as well that I'll share with people. But are you working on anything in particular now? Or
it's not modular synth related, but I'm basically doing a PhD currently in the UK. And it's paying homage to early women electronic composers through electric acoustic composition. So I'm currently creating a 16-channel homage to Janet Beat, a British composer who kind of has become forgotten, but she has a legacy as a teacher, setting up early sound studios in England and courses for students, which is amazing. And obviously, the piece is influenced by her own practice. So she used bell sounds quite a lot throughout her work because she would have reoccurring bell dreams and nightmares. So that imprinted her music. So I'm trying to recreate that with sound.
Beautiful. Yeah. Sounds awesome.
It's fun. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. So is this something that people who live in the UK would be able to go see or hear or experience?
Yeah, it's kind of been performed already once at the Tongue in January, a local venue in Liverpool, a concert venue, but it's not finished. I kind of started just composing section 2, so that bit's done. So I need to do section 1 and 3, but I just started with the section I wanted to compose the most, because you want to do the fun bits first. It's all fun, but that was the bit I was most excited for. So there will be kind of concerts throughout the years while I'm doing my PhD, and I will upload it to SoundCloud as well.
Okay, beautiful. Oh, right. And speaking of SoundCloud,
yeah.
Okay, let me go ahead and put this link in the chat here to Wendy's SoundCloud page, so that I think that's going out. Yeah, there we go. So that if you're curious and you want to listen, you want to maybe subscribe and hear these new pieces when they become available, that's the place to do it. That sounds like an amazing project. I'm really excited for you.
Yeah, it's just been amazing learning about all these women. And obviously that shapes my practice as well, because it introduces me to new sounds that I might not have considered to record.
Yeah. One of our viewers on Facebook, Michael, is asking if you have a background in traditional, maybe more acoustic music composition, or did you start in with this electronic electroacoustic?
Yeah, kind of classically trained with piano originally, and then throughout like school, college and university I did do more traditional composition. But when I went to like university, I was doing them both electric acoustic and more acoustic along the sides, and then I just kept with electric acoustic then for all my BA, MA and now PhD.
Great.
Yeah.
Amazing. So as you know, Wendy, and I think probably many of the folks watching know, this class that we're talking about, learning sound and synthesis, is currently open for enrollment. And it's actually only open for enrollment until tomorrow, Thursday, February 22nd. So I just want to take a moment to hear a little bit from you. I'm curious if there's anything that you might say or offer to a student or a prospective student who's like interested. Maybe they're feeling a little bit unsure of their ability, unsure of, you know, a little intimidated because it is a daunting world. Is there anything that you would say to them about your experience in that regard?
I would just say the whole course is really accessible. There's like video tutorials that you take people through step by step, and you can watch them back as many times as you want and however fast or slow you need to. There's also transcripts, so if you learn more with a written text, you can read them. And obviously I adapted how I learn on the course just because I need to actually physically write stuff down, just because that helps it go in. So there's loads of different learning stuff you can do yourself to help. But there's loads of people in the forums that can give suggestions and support. And I would say if you are interested, definitely check out the free course, because that kind of introduces you. And if you're like me and you completely loved it, then definitely sign up because it's so fun.
Yeah, thank you. I think the really big thing here is I want to just echo what you said earlier about, you know, knowing that you were capable of figuring it out. And that's something that is so important for everyone. You know, it's okay to feel intimidated. It's normal. It's okay to feel a little unsure. Like that's also normal. But what I really want to leave you all with, which I just love that Wendy said, is that you are all individually capable of figuring it out in time. It might take some repetition. You might have to figure out your ideal way of learning. Maybe that's color coding, maybe it's whatever it might be. But you're capable.
Yeah, and I would agree. Everyone does have the skill set going in, because you all kind of know music and do music. And even if you don't, you can learn that through the course, because you go right to the beginnings and the roots. So you kind of learn everything as you go along. So it's just being kind of confident to think, if I don't know it, that's okay, I can learn it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris is asking when the next free course is. So I just want to take a minute to put the link to that in the chat. So the free class is open all the time. Let me see if I can manage to type the URL here. Oh my gosh.
The pressure.
Yeah. Ooh, under pressure. Okay. So the free class is open all the time. You can enroll anytime. I'm going to put a link to it in the chat, and you can just do that whenever you want. Learning Sound and Synthesis, my signature program, is not open all the time. It's only open twice a year, and enrollment will close down tomorrow, Thursday, February 22nd. So if you are interested in checking out Learning Sound and Synthesis, if you're interested in possibly enrolling, the place to go is soundandsynthesis.com, which I'm also going to attempt to type in the chat. Let's see if I manage. And when you go to that website, you can learn all about the class. You can read about the curriculum, what you're going to learn, all of the different trainings, how the Q&A. Oh no, apparently there's an error in the link that I posted. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm gonna leave the links in the comments afterwards. I'm really sorry, but soundandsynthesis.com will bring you to the Learning Sound and Synthesis enrollment page. And if you have questions about whether the class is right for you, if you want to, make sure that you're, at the right level, or you want to clarify exactly what you're going to learn, send me a DM anytime and I'm happy to chat. But in a nutshell, like Wendy said, it will walk you through everything that you need to make music with modular synthesizers and to create your own sounds from scratch, even if you have no formal music training and even if you've never touched a synth before. You'll really, truly be guided through it step by step, by step by step. Would you agree with that, Wendy?
Yeah, I never touched a synth before. And actually, while I was doing this course, I did go into like a studio in London, not to use synths, but they had them. And it was just so nice to go and look at them and know kind of what they meant. Amazing. So that was kind of a confident booster as well.
That's great. I'm really happy to hear that. Yeah, I'm so excited for you, Wendy. And I just want to say congratulations for diving into this and all of the progress that you've made. You are doing really, really special work. And I can't wait to continue to hear the music that you make in the future.
Yeah, thank you. And I do have an idea for a synth piece. I was field recording at the weekend, so I've got some sounds to feed in. So that will be coming out soon.
Ooh, very exciting. Okay, cool. So yeah, stay in touch with her SoundCloud page. That's the place to go to hear it when it comes out. I know that I will be eagerly waiting to hear more from you. Is there anything else, Wendy, that you want to say before we wrap up today?
Yeah, I would just say if you are interested, definitely go and look at the web link Sarah's going to post after. And just if you know you will regret not signing up, just sign up and have fun. Yeah.
I love that. Just sign up and have fun. Yeah. We're here to support you. It is an amazing community. It is a lot of fun. If you get excited about nerdy things like signal flow and sound design and crazy electronic instruments, then you're absolutely in the right place.
And it's nice to geek out, isn't it, in the community as well? Yeah.
Totally. It totally is. It totally is. All right. Thank you so much, Wendy. Good luck on the rest of your PhD. That is
Thank you.
A huge thing to be very proud of. And I look forward to seeing you in the future in the Learning Sound Synthesis community and on our calls. And thank you to everyone watching and for tuning in. It's always great to have you here. And we will see you at the next Spotlight interview.
Yeah. Bye.